Think you know Predator weapons? Think again. We're going beyond the movies to reveal the full, ruthless arsenal of the Yautja, from sacred blades to plasma cannons. Plus, we'll look ahead to the new threats in Predator Badlands. Plasmacaster. The Predator's signature shoulder cannon is a head-tracked energy projector tied to the Biomask's targeting suite. Using the iconic tri-laser designator, it locks onto whatever the hunter is looking at, then hurls superheated plasma that detonates on impact, more than enough to punch through metal and bone. In the original Predator, a single shot blows out Mac's head, a brutal demonstration of accuracy and power. The caster typically draws power from integrated cells routed through the gauntlet/armor, and many hunters tune it with variable output or burst fire, trading stealth for overwhelming force. Because the mount tracks with the mask, the user can strafe, climb, or cloak while maintaining aim. The franchise also shows the tech's evolution. In Prey, set in 1719, the feral predator carries no shoulder cannon. Instead, he wields a mask-guided bolt gun that launches 3 physical homing bolts, one for each of the lasers in its tri-dot targeting system. The predator then retrieves the bolts for reuse. Functionally, it's a lower-tech analog to the caster's guidance, same ruthless precision, delivered by arrows instead of plasma. Wristblades. For close combat, the Predator wields the Wristblades, a retractable melee weapon mounted on its wrist gauntlet. The weapon is forged from an unknown, ultra-dense alien alloy, which is resistant to plasma burns and in some instances even Xenomorph acid. Controlled by bionerve triggers inside the gauntlet, the Predator can draw the weapon simply by flexing. The wrist blades aren't limited to one design. As we see in Predators 2010, a Yautja can wield a single long blade, while in various comics, Ahab wields a triple-bladed variant. Eagle-eyed viewers would have spotted Deck, the Predator from Badlands, attempting to prop open a window with the traditional double wrist blades in the latest trailer. Which is your favorite variant? Let us know in the comments down below. Self-Destruct device. The most feared and respected piece of technology in the Yautja arsenal, the Self-Destruct device triggers a massive plasma-based explosion, capable of vaporizing everything within a large radius. Using it symbolizes honor, secrecy, and vengeance among the Yautja, who would rather die with dignity than be captured or defeated. It's also used to erase all evidence of Predator technology, ensuring that the hunt remains a secret to outsiders. The Self-Destruct device makes its spectacular debut in the very first movie, Predator. The jungle hunter initiates a countdown from his gauntlet, laughing menacingly before unleashing a massive explosion. In Predator 2, Keyes says the Valverde blast destroyed enough rainforest to cover 300 city blocks. Net gun. Seen in Predator 2, AVP, and Prey, the net gun, or net launcher, fires a high-tensile, razor-edged mesh that blossoms mid-air and then cinches tight. The harder a victim struggles, the deeper the strands bite, making it one of the nastier tools in a Yautja arsenal. In Predator 2, the city hunter pins a target to a wall, the net carving into flesh and even scoring the masonry as it contracts. AVP shows multiple net sizes. Celtic uses one during the pyramid ambush to immobilize a human, and later fires another at a Xenomorph drone. The cutting pattern it leaves on the creature's skull inspired fans to nickname it Grid. In Prey, the feral predator deploys a brutal variant on a trapper. Once the net locks against a metal frame, it tightens until the victim is literally sliced apart. Engineered for capture or execution, the net gun is flexible, fast, and terrifyingly efficient. Smart Disc. Another one of the most iconic, elegant, and terrifyingly efficient Predator weapons are the Smart Discs. It combines the lethality of a blade with the control of a drone. The design is flat and circular, roughly 20 to 25 centimeters in diameter, and forged with the Yautja alloy. It has a razor-sharp plasma-honed edge that can slice through flesh, metal, and stone with ease. Notice how penetrating any material with ease is a recurring theme with their weapons. The Yautja really are gifted blacksmiths. The grip has a fold-out handhold or recessed indentations that allow safe handling. A magnetic recall system allows the user to retrieve the weapon. In Predator 2, the city hunter uses the Smart Disc to kill Peter Keyes. Its edge is so sharp that it slices him in half in an instant. Lieutenant Mike Harrigan then turns the disc against its owner. He cuts himself free from the net gun, battles the Predator aboard the ship, and finally drives the disc into the creature, just before delivering his immortal line. Shit happens. We may be seeing an upgraded version soon. In the official Predator Badlands trailer, a new Smart Disc model is shown deploying from the Predator's left wrist gauntlet. The improved technology upgrades the disc into an agile airborne weapon that can be unleashed on any target to the user's discretion, burying itself in targets with minimal effort, firepower the Predator may need given the foes teased in the footage. What weapon are you most excited to see in Badlands? Let us know. The Whip. When a predator wants lethality with a little showmanship, it reaches for the whip. Introduced in AVPR, some believe this melee weapon is forged from a silicon-based alloy akin to a Xenomorph's outer carapace. Razor-edged and flexible, it lets a predator shred Xenos at close range without relying on standard wrist blades. Right before the final showdown with the Pred alien, Wolf deploys the whip against a Xenomorph drone. The exchange lasts seconds. He coils the whip around the creature and with a single yank tears it apart, an unmistakable demonstration of just how vicious this weapon can be. Plasma Gun, Predator Sidearm. A one-handed variant of the Plasmacaster, this pistol fires compact bolts of charged energy. In AVPR, Wolf repurposes a damaged shoulder cannon into a handheld sidearm after acid corrosion makes it unusable as a mount. He draws it during close-quarter scraps with Xenomorphs, and even in its jury-rigged state, a single shot proves lethally effective, matching the stopping power of a standard caster in a more agile, point-and-shoot form. Shuriken. First seen in AVP 2004, the Shuriken is a multi-bladed boomerang-style thrower that blends the smart disk's accuracy with a throwing star's agility. Scar uses it in one fluid sequence to dispatch a facehugger and a Xenomorph, showcasing its speed and control, and earning blooded status in the process. The weapon's star-shaped frame houses multiple curved blades that can retract individually at the user's command. Forged from the same alloy as other Yautja melee gear, it can shear through limbs and most terrestrial materials, precision with flair and portability. In The Predator, 2018, the Shuriken's lethality is underscored when it slices a soldier's arm clean off, so fast he doesn't realize it until moments later. And if you're enjoying this Yautja weapons deep dive, don't forget to like and subscribe. Ceremonial Dagger. Perhaps the most sacred Yautja sidearm, this short blade carries heavy cultural weight. It's used in rites of passage and for marking significant kills. After felling a facehugger and Xenomorph in AVP, Scar uses his dagger to slice into the facehugger and then etch his mask with its acidic blood, an emblem of honor, courage, and readiness to join the ranks of true hunters. Power Punch Glove. When even brute force isn't quite enough, predators turn to this gauntlet-mounted striker. Seen in AVPR on Wolf, it functions like powered knuckle plating integrated into the wrist gauntlet, amplifying each blow. Wolf demonstrates its muscle with a single, devastating punch that smashes through debris and clears his path out of the sewers. Proof you really don't want to be on the receiving end. Scimitar. The Scimitar is a brutal wristblade variant. Used by the super predators and clan leaders, the weapon is a single blade, roughly the length of a human sword and definitely sharper, mounted on the wrist gauntlet. We see it in 2010's Predators, used by the Berserker Predator, a dishonorable Yautja. The weapon's lethality is displayed in the brawl against the crucified predator, when the Berserker removes his head with a single swing. The Scimitar can also be used as a projectile. In the same movie, when Isabel injures the Berserker, the Predator takes aim and fires the Scimitar right through her shoulder, impaling her to the wood of the fallen tree. Fatal? Yes. Cool? Hell yes. Wrist Shield. When a Predator wants to play offense and defense, along comes the Wrist Shield. This is a compact, hinged barrier that fans out into a fully rigid, razor-edged disc with a flick of the wrist. In Prey, the feral Predator showcases both functions while outnumbered by trappers. In one seamless motion, he braces a victim against a tree and snaps the shield outward. The expanding edge shears clean through the neck. A beat later, he angles the same disc to catch incoming fire, using the rigid face as cover while he advances. Tactically, the shield behaves like a buckler crossed with a circular saw. While incredibly versatile, the trade-off is surface area. Once deployed, it's more visible, so expert users time its deployment close to the moment of contact, block, cut, collapse, before slipping back into cloak and repositioning. Combi-Stick. A Yautja classic that never goes out of style. The Combi-Stick is a telescoping, multi-section spear that snaps from compact baton to full polearm, built for adaptability and shock impact. Biometric locks keep it from collapsing on strike, while some variants add serrations or barbs for extra bite through armor and chitin. First showcased clearly in Predator 2's Penthouse Massacre, the City Hunter wields a long, spear-weighted version, perfect for crowd control, reach, and pinning prey to walls, illustrating how the extended form dominates open rooms and vertical spaces. Shorter baton-length configurations can be seen in the AVP movies. They excel in corridors, tunnels, and dense brush, where quick feints, parries, and jabs matter more than reach. Hunters often carry both profiles in one weapon, collapsed for stealthy movement and sudden stuns, then deployed to full length for sweeping hooks and finishing thrusts. The alloy construction resists acid long enough for close work, making it a reliable choice in hive encounters. There's a trade-off. When fully extended, the Combi-Stick won't cloak with its wielder, turning the user into a bigger visual target. Skilled Yautja mitigate this by striking from concealment, extending at the last instant, and collapsing immediately after the kill, leveraging both the staff's brutal leverage and the baton's compact vanish-on-demand profile. Spear Gun. When a predator wants reach without closing distance, it turns to the spear gun. Despite the name, it doesn't launch the entire spear, only a razor-edged projectile tip. In Predator 2, the City Hunter uses it on Goldtooth's crew, firing a Y-shaped head that punches clean through victims before ricocheting or burying itself once momentum fades. The effect is surgical and brutal, pinpoint impacts at range with the penetrating power of a thrust. Recovered fragments in the film baffle LAPD forensics and a consulting scientist who notes the alloy isn't found on the periodic table, further proof of the Yautja's scientific sophistication. Compact and silent, the spear gun doubles as executioner and sniper tool, extending the spear's lethality far beyond arm's length. Wrist Harpoon. Introduced in The Predator, 2018, this gauntlet-housed launcher fires a high-velocity spike trailed by a razor-wire tether, essentially a powered garrote at range. Worn by the upgrade Predator, it can impale, reel, or sever targets in one motion, giving the user brutal control over distance and restraint. Sleek, compact, and purpose-built for shock takedowns, it's shown as a specialized tool rather than standard Yautja kit, with few appearances elsewhere in established lore. Hover Mines. In Prey, the feral predator deploys a trio of hovering disc-like devices during the trapper ambush, fan-dubbed Beyblades, but better thought of as hover mines. Once activated from his gauntlet, they float about a meter off the ground and project sweeping red laser planes that scythe through anything at that height. In seconds, 3 trappers are cut to ribbons where they stand, the mines methodically raking the kill zone until targets drop. The effect is part booby trap, part area denial field, silent, surgical, and terrifyingly efficient. While they emerge from the wrist rig, they're not a self-destruct variant, they're a distinct deployment tool for crowd control. Earlier tech Yautja kit that trades the raw blast of a bomb for precise, repeatable dismemberment. Predator Axe. Keen-eyed viewers will spot a Yautja-styled hand axe in Predators, 2010. In the final showdown, Royce seizes a finely forged, silver-hued axe and hammers the berserker with it, landing pivotal strikes that help turn the fight. It's a brief appearance, but the piece's distinctive Predator design hints at a wider arsenal and craftsmanship beyond the familiar wrist blades and casters. Predator Sword or Elder Sword. The Predator Badlands trailer teases extensive swordplay, spotlighting a red-lit blade that slices with terrifying speed. In earlier games, the Elder Sword is depicted as a two-handed, twin-pronged cutter built for rapid, chaining slashes, a pure melee option prized for close-quarters dominance. The name suggests status as much as function, long associated with Elder Yautja or traditional ceremonial prestige. From the footage, the sword looks poised to share or even steal the spotlight from staple tools like the Plasmacaster and Cloak, pushing a more aggressive, close-quarters hunting style. If that holds, Badlands could lean harder into blades-out combat, elevating the sword from exotic sidearm to signature weapon. And if you're as excited as we are for Predator Badlands, don't forget to like and subscribe. Yautja Bow. Teased in the Badlands trailer and featured in Predator Hunting Grounds, 2020, the Yautja bow reimagines a classic silhouette with alien engineering. The string pulses with a red glow, and the projectile is housed within the bow itself, appearing and forming as the archer draws. Fully drawn, the weapon locks into a rigid, stabilized profile for precise, high-energy shots. This internalized arrow system reduces bulk, streamlines reloads, and keeps the silhouette clean for stealthy movement. The result is a compact, brutally efficient range tool that marries ceremony with function. A traditional shape, upgraded with smart energy delivery and rock-steady aiming. We try to stay objective, but honestly, this is one of the coolest bow designs we've seen, marrying form, function, and intimidation in one package. What's your favorite Predator weapon? Let us know in the comments. Glaive, twin-bladed staff. Debuting in the game Predator Concrete Jungle, 2005, the Glaive is a polearm akin to the Combi-Stick, but with one key difference. Its twin, broad, flat blades at each end deliver sweeping cuts alongside puncturing strikes. Maul, Tonfa blade. Also featured in Predator Concrete Jungle, the Maul is a side-handled blade. Imagine a nightstick, or Tonfa, crossed with a short sword. The Predator grips the perpendicular handle and drives forearm-length strikes, smashing guards aside and carving through openings. It's a lesser-seen choice among Yautja, but hardly second-rate. The ergonomics favor brutal close-quarters battering, letting the wielder block, hook, and counter in one fluid motion while powering cuts with the whole arm. War Club. Seen in 2020's Predator Hunting Grounds, the War Club trades finesse for raw impact. Its spiked head delivers concussive, armor-denting blows that stagger or drop targets outright. Lacking the franchise's typical razor edges, it doesn't slice, it smashes, making it ideal for breaking guards, wrecking cover, and finishing stunned foes. The downside is swing speed. Heavier, slower windups demand timing. In skilled hands, though, the club turns close quarters into a brief, brutal demolition. If you were an unblooded Yautja warrior, would you be packing a war club on your first hunt? Let us know. Heavy Plasma Cannon. In Aliens vs. Predator Dual War, this shoulder-mounted brute is the Yautja answer to a rocket launcher. It fires overcharged plasma bursts capable of wrecking armored vehicles, vaporizing clustered targets, and punching through fortified cargo. On the battlefield, it's pure area denial. Slow to charge, devastating on impact. In-game, a single blast can even down a Colonial Marine dropship, underscoring its role as heavy support rather than precision sidearm. Hand Scythe. Seen in Aliens vs. Predator Extinction, the hand scythe is a curved blade mounted perpendicular to its grip, so the cutting edge runs along the forearm when held. Compact and vicious in close quarters, it excels in corridors and tight brush, often wielded as a pair for raking slashes, hooks, and clinch work. Variants abound, including the plasma-charged scythe and the heavier devourer's scythe, trading reach and weight for brutal inside-the-guard lethality. And that's a wrap, your crash course in Yautja arsenal. And with Predator Badlands on the horizon and already teasing fresh kit, we're likely just scratching the surface. New blades, smarter minds, nastier casters. What do you think we'll see next? Drop your weapon wish list in the comments. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, smash subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next deep dive.